Okay, so let me just do an intro so you guys know the greatness that is on this panel right now. So we have literally 3 of the greatest visionaries in the real estate mortgage sector, like historically ever. Okay, so we got Mark Hawkridge, the CEO of Property Radar. It's probably the best data intelligence for homeowners out there, for whether you're a flipper, whether you're a mortgage agent, whether you're a real estate agent. If you are not using their data analytics platform, you're like out of this world. You're years behind the game. And they are just kind of revolutionizing the end-to-end data solution, from getting the data to actually converting the data. So Mark Hawkridge, CEO of Property Radar, just to give you some context. We got Alex Kuchian. He is the founder and CEO of Sales Boomerang, and now currently just founded another company, Fuel, which is changing the game for education in the sales world. Sales Boomerang, obviously, as you know, is the biggest platform for lead conversions out there in terms of like bringing your leads back to you. So you guys all know what Sales Boomerang is, obviously. So you got Alex here on the panel, and Dawar Alimi, the founder and CEO of LenderPrice. Every big bank is on his platform, every mortgage broker. I'm on his platform. He gives me a discount. Everybody here gives me a discount because...
But my picture is, I think I've got like 20 pounds on that picture, so I'm not happy about that.
I don't know who put that up. You sent us the headshot.
Well, you look great now.
Yeah, that's
it.
That's what's important. So Dawar Alimi, the founder and CEO of LenderPrice. So exciting panel, great guests. Now, I'm gonna open up the panel after this intro here. So first question here is for Mark. Okay, so Mark, since 2020, AI has become a major buzzword in the tech space. How is AI being implemented right now in Property Radar's platform?
Yeah, so I think we approached it first by applying it as a large language model. And so for those of you that understand property data and have navigated through those systems, there's a lot of complexity in the nomenclature of property information and the disparity across county by county. They handle it differently. And so there's just a lot of detail, and it's hard to navigate and hard to use. And so we implemented an AI tool that made it very simple. So instead of having to understand all the different nomenclature and language around property information, you can now just speak in plain English what it is you're looking for. I'm looking for homeowners that have 35% equity, where the owners are over 70 years old. One of them recently died, and they're sitting on an FHA at 5.25, whatever the criteria is, and it'll just give you back the list. Here's your opportunity to pool. So that was our first implementation of AI. But this space is moving so fast, and so the next, as we look forward, it's ultimately about how do I help small business users to get to their end goal. And the end goal isn't to develop a list. Their end goal is to land a new customer. And so how do I help them with their brand positioning and marketing, and which channels, and even the creative. And so that'll be kind of our next big push with AI. But each day that we play with it and explore it and start working with it, there's just more and more opportunities. And I can't recall a time, these were the last even couple decades, where technology has moved so quickly and opened up so many new opportunities. So that's where we are today. I don't know where we'll be 6 months from now. I'm sure it'll be an even bigger vision.
I want to just simplify what he said so you guys understand, because what we're gonna have to do is kind of break this down into what a 4-year-old can understand. So Property Radar, basically, if you guys use the platform, you have to kind of go and create like a heat map around the data you want to pull. Like, so if you want like FHA data or VA data or specific regions, and it's a lot of clicks. Now you could just literally just talk to the AI and say, I want reverse mortgage, 62 years old, blah, blah, blah. Like there's no, it's like for idiots, like literally they just tell Property Radar what you want and it would just spit out the data. So one of the biggest obstacles for my people that work for us is like, they don't know what the hell to do with Property Radar. Like give them the tool and they're like, what the heck is this? So he has solved for idiocracy, God bless you, because that's something I'm always working on solving at eMortgage Capital every single day. So I appreciate what you're doing with that, Mark. And me and Mark are always working hand in hand and trying to like create a complete end-to-end solution for helping people market soup to nuts, and and I appreciate that you're doing that. He helps them get the data, then call the data, and then mail the data, and then send them a text, and then send them a voicemail. So it just doesn't end at the data, because I can give you all the data in the world, but you don't know what the hell to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, we started really in that data space. We were a research tool ultimately for property investors, and then realized that our customers were building lists or building audiences that they would then go market to. And so to that point, I mean, as we look forward, we want to be the last mile as well. We want to make sure that you can not only find opportunities, but easily connect with them. And so we've built out a lot of marketing capabilities and are going to be bringing some new marketing offerings to the table over the remainder of this year that only the largest big megacorps have had access to, but now we're bringing it down to the individual solopreneur or to the LO and enabling them to find and close deals.
Awesome. And guess what? If you're an eMortgage Capital LO, you get it at an extreme discount.
He's a grinder.
It's my Middle Eastern roots. It's, yeah. Everybody here is like on my comp plan, It's like, okay,
I'm calling
so
you to negotiate stuff for me.
Alex, this question's for you because this dates back to Sales Boomerang. Everybody knows Sales Boomerang. And now, as everybody knows, AI is here to stay. What are you doing right now to protect data and intellectual property from AI? Because it's really like a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, just to make sure I understand, how are we protecting personal intellectual data from AI?
Yeah.
All right, see? He said we're supposed to speak at a four-year-old?
Well,
Jeez.
break that down into four.
I don't even know if I can do that. First of all, can we take a minute, just a second, not even a minute, and just thank Joe and Sam and Dan for getting all this together? This is awesome. Let's go. Thank you for giving us a buzz on, is this Wednesday? It's Wednesday.
For a weekday, it's pretty dope.
Wednesday. Okay, so how are we protecting data from AI? Well, first, everyone should know there's absolutely laws about this. So like, it doesn't matter what we want to do, there's things you have to do to protect data in general. So to answer your question, the data is already protected. If you're asking, hey, how are we making sure that the data of our borrowers, of the consumer, is not leaking out into the market without our understanding of where it's going? That's been happening since 2017. Like that was the number one thing. When we launched Sales Boomerang, the number one thing we focused on was compliance. Because come to find out, compliance will shut shit down, okay? And we didn't want shit to shut down, okay? Right? See? Told you I'd say shit on the stage. I'm just kidding. I don't even know that guy. So to protect, it's been protected. So it's not like we're going, oh, let's figure out how AI can't take our stuff. It's already protected. But I think what you're leaning towards is like, how do we make sure the data you're getting is actually accurate and not AI'd-ified? You can use that if you want. It's yours to keep. That, my friend, is a billion-dollar question. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you've been on ChatGPT recently, and they will tell you straight up, hey, our stuff may not be right. We just want to do not take our stuff as like the fact. It could be wrong. And they say that to not be sued again. It's okay. They're doing all right anyway. So to protect from that, they're really right now, if you're using AI-driven engines, you cannot guarantee the information you have. That's just for now. It's for now. Unless Dan, where's Dan? Dan may have other information. He's always got nuggets. I don't know where he gets them from, but he's always got nuggets. He's like, oh my gosh, ChatGPT did this 3 minutes ago. For real. I don't know how he does it. But to talk about Joe's question, you won't know if the information is accurate. You have to verify if you're using AI. But if you're using Sales Boomerang, it's always verified. We don't just deliver you stuff because we think it's right. It is right. Does that answer? Is that good? All right,
good.
cool.
All right, now, Deward, I'm going to add this now. If you guys aren't familiar with using Lender Price is the back end. You want to just give people an overview of what Lender Price is, because some folks here are in real estate, some folks are in mortgage, some folks are in like insurance.
Yeah, so we're a mortgage pricing engine. So if you ever walk into a Chase branch and if you're actually applying for a mortgage, you shouldn't do that because you should go with EMC. They use Lender Price. So they use our pricing engine, they use our algorithms, they use everything. I think that going back to like the question that you asked, Alex, for us, it's very difficult because we have regulatory concerns. So I'll tell you how we use it today. So when we first started in 2016, we looked at our competitor, which is Optimal Blue. Maybe some of you have heard of them, right? So they sold for 1.8 billion, and they're a legacy application, and they use something that's called if-then logic, right? Control flow logic. So every single thing that they do, they use if-then. So when me and my partner were software engineers, when we looked at that, we said, it's got to be something that's different. It's got to be something that's easy. It's got to be something that's efficient. So we did something that you guys know. By the way, how many people use ChatGPT? How many people use Gemini or Jasper? How many people use them to like write your email? I do. And then so like I write my email and then I go, give me a different tone, a friendly tone, and then I send it, right? Because usually my tone originally is bad. And right. Yeah, it's a generic tone. Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So what we did is we said rule creation is difficult. It's difficult because you've got to use all these, if-then logic, and then you've got to you got like for one program, let's say a 30-year fixed mortgage, you have to use a number of those if-then logic. So we said, wouldn't it be nice if you could just use natural language to just create it? If I could just type out the rule, if I could upload a rate sheet, and then when I upload that rate sheet, it just creates the rule for you. And honestly, like I was at my kids' softball, which my kids are horrible at sports, because I am. Right?
He wasn't watching at all.
As a software engineer, I am, right? So my partner Lee Koo, who's another software engineer, he said, Dewar, I figured it out. It was an MIT paper that we looked at, and we figured out how to actually, crack the code, if you will. And then what we did is we made it so that you can use natural language processing, the same thing that you use today in ChatGPT, where you can just write things out and it'll create a rule for you. So that's what really excelled our company in terms of having these large institutions using our solutions. The problem that we have right now is how do originators use AI? The problem there is that you've got regulatory concerns, fair lending. You do not want a solution to tell your end user, your loan officer, how to come up with a rate and program, et cetera. You know why? Because the minute that you use that solution, the CFPB and all the regulatory agency that I know that Joe hates is going to be knocking on his door saying, what did you use? So there's a balancing act here. So we could use it on the back end, which we've done. We're trying to figure out how to use it on the front end.
Love it. Now, one thing that we struggle with at EMC, and we talked about this, Alex, I talked about this actually with all of you guys, is adoption. Like, how are you almost forcing adoption? How are you forcing adoption? How are you forcing adoption? Or how are you using AI to possibly force it? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, I think with us, I would say we approach it from a couple different angles. I mean, first is within the application, trying to deliver you experiences, deliver you opportunities to draw engagement in. But we also have to do a lot of manual efforts. So we put together a success team around this. And so like it's really about helping somebody cut through all the noise, because nobody comes to use property radar because they want to dig around in data, right? They're looking for an outcome, and if I can understand what that outcome is, then we can help you find it, in the fastest path. And so, yeah, we work around that. Now, as we go into AI, I think there's a lot more opportunity for the system to derive those paths for you based upon what you tell it you're trying to achieve. But right now we apply quite a bit of manual effort around that just through our success coaches to make sure that our users can find the little nuggets of value and then start to get a little bit of exploration about what else is possible. So that's how we approach it.
Yeah, so I'll talk about it from the Fuel point of view because that's where we are right now. So we just launched Fuel 60 days ago. And adoption, and we talk about this. So Sam is in there, a couple more people from his team. I think, Joe, you've been in there. When you launch a product that is the Netflix of personal and career development, you have to think about it like Netflix, okay? There isn't a team at Netflix that has all of its customers sitting there that goes, use our stuff. Just try it out. That doesn't happen. What you build for adoption for Fuel, you build something that people want to go into. Not forced to go into, autonomously want to go into? What's fuel? As a performance as a service platform, which means what? What's performance as a service? I don't know, we invented it, right? It's a category we just invented in the alternative education space. But it means something. Because SaaS means something. Does everybody know what SaaS means? Software as a service. Okay, easy, Alex. Everyone knows that. But what does it mean? Why does it work? Why is everybody investing in SaaS companies? Because the S on the end, service. What is that? Software as a service means my service is to make sure the software will work all the time, exactly how it was advertised. Back in the day, you would have to buy little CDs. I saw some young people here. CDs, they're not Frisbees. They're things you used to plug in. It's weird. But you used to buy technology, hardware, software, hardware, because it was hardware, but it's really software. But you have to constantly buy a new one, right? They'd send you, oh, this is 1.66528,000, whatever it is. Plug it in, you got your new software. But you have to buy it every time. And so years would go by and stuff would not be supported. So software as a service came out, and it's brilliant because our service is to make sure your software, so what's performance as a service? Our service is to make sure your performance of your revenue teams constantly goes up. Interesting concept, right? Who here believes in the Pareto principle? Oh, you're the first group. I'm going to drop this mic. Thank goodness you don't believe in it. You're telling me that you don't believe in 20% of your team doing 80% of the work? I love you all. How'd you find so many smart people and put them all in one room?
It's actually 5% of our team does 95% of the work.
There you go.
What we've seen.
So how do you get adoption? Okay, we're talking about adoption utilization. So right now, I'm going to do a little pat on the back stat right here. It's true. So we launched 60 days ago. The lowest adopted partner we have has over 43% of their people on it constantly. Constantly. Why? Autonomous. Why is it autonomous? If you force somebody into something, all you have is proof of obedience. Think about that for a second. Why do CRM numbers drop? Get in there. We need you to do this. You have to do this. Figure it out. 6 hours of training. I'm doing so much business. You're asking me to do this right now. I can't believe you're asking me to do this. All right, boss, I'll be there. No. So first things first. Let's understand something. You all want to build your teams to be autonomous. Why? I'm not making this up. It's not Alex's idea. There's an industry, several, but I'll talk about one, that has proven that it's the greatest model of all time. The greatest performance and culture model in history that we can track right now is professional sports. Alex, I'm not an athlete. What are you talking about? Stop for a second. That's not what I'm saying. There is a model in the professional sports model. What is that model? It is autonomy. Okay, a lot of you who's played professional sports or played sports at a high level? That guy definitely has. He's 6'25" and he's huge. So he is. It's true. Wait, do me a favor, my man. Stand up for a second. Yeah, you. Of course you know what I'm talking about. Look at that. Boom. My man. Everybody give him a round of applause real quick. My man. What's your name, by the way? Matt, you're the man. He and I goosebumped. We got golden gooses on. We're like, goosebumped. Okay, so in sports, here's what makes sports beautiful. We all think sports is, and I'm sorry, I'm taking probably a bunch of your time. Sammy's probably telling me, look at the clock and stuff. I'm not looking at it. In sports, autonomy is what makes sports beautiful. Think about this for a second. We all think it's forced. We all think that athletes are forced to work out. It's bullshit. They're not forced to work out. As a matter of fact, coaches are not going to follow you home to see if you work out in the morning, or what you ate, or where you went to sleep, or how you worked on your mind that night. They're not worried about that. They need you to show up as the best version of yourself. And if you don't, great. They want that. Listen to what I'm saying. If you don't show up as the best version of yourself, great. Get the fuck out. I mean it with love. I do. I want you to in sports, when somebody has to get traded from a team, do you think the team's like, oh my goodness, we have to lose this person? No. Because they have a team. What do you call the people in your company? A team. Why is it connected to sports? Because sports has proven that people come in here to perform, not to get a paycheck. Oh, Alex, people get paid $100 million to play football. Let's go back to 1940, 50, 60, 70. Do they get paid $100 million? No. How many people got paid $100 million to go to the Olympics in 2024? Almost nobody, unless you wore the American flag, right? So, performance is not about force. It's not about force. You cannot force adopt. You cannot force adoption. Hear me. You cannot force adoption. It's got to be created, which is why adoption in technology companies are so low, because everybody at the top says, you got to use this. No, you don't have to use it. It's an option. You make it attractive. So how do we build adoption? We make it something people want to use. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Just make it sexy. That's all you got.
Make it sexy as fuck.
All right, let's go. All right, because we're running low on time, and I really been wanting to ask this question to Dewar, because you're just crushing it right now. So with no clear leader in the wholesale market for pricing, there's just no clear leader right now. We don't really have a clear one. What's really preventing you from partnering with every notable lender and just kind of dominating the market, other than like just gouging them with price, you know?
I've got a very answer. Nothing. There's nothing's preventing us, because like we have to partner up with every single lending institution out there. We have to partner with every banking institution out there. I mean, we're going to be at Acuma. We got the largest credit union in the nation, Navy Federal, that's using our solution. And what we do is a thing that, you know, it's funny, like I, you know, say this all the time, and some people don't. We try to democratize pricing, and that's a big word. But ultimately what that means is that we provide technology for the largest players, but we make it available for everyone. And the way that we're able to do that is because of our modern tech stack. Prior to this, you know, prior to all the various frameworks and, you know, new technologies that have come about, you weren't able to do that. But now we can. So like you, EMC, or any other credit union, small credit union, mid-tier IMB, large bank, you have access to the same technology. The only difference is that what features do you really need to operate your business? So, yeah, so to answer your question, we're really there to offer a solution to everyone and to every lender, no matter who they are.
And last question for you, Dewar, before we adjourn. It's like right now, we just got a 50 bip rate cut today. That's right. Our industry is about to go bananas. Dan couldn't have launched his event. He knew that the Fed was going to cut 50 bips today. So he's like, Joe, we're doing it today. So
I'm telling you, he has all the nuggets.
dude,
how does he know?
I had no
How does he
idea. He was
know?
like, we're doing it today. So with that in mind, we're preparing for a massive demand in the business. How is lender price prepared for a huge influx?
Okay, so there's two parts. One part you're probably not going to like, and another part that you should be doing. One is that several of our large institutions that are using it is using our bulk API. What they're doing is that they're looking at their servicing books. UWM is a good example, right? They use our solution. And what they're doing is that they're recapturing and they're pricing daily 200 million loans a day, okay? Pricing out every day to get you know, to figure out what the rates are today compared to what they were 2 years ago. 7% versus what? In the 5s today, right? And they're going to give you those recapture deals, right? And then there's the servicers that are not wholesale, that are just retail, that you got to be wary of, because what they're going to do is that they have a system in place where if a borrower goes onto that platform, so they'll use our solution, they'll price it out. You know, they have a whole process in place. So borrower goes in, gets the email, goes on to a website, confirms it, and then they do the digital verification. The problem is this: as much as I love technology and with an engineering background, this industry is our relationship based, right? It's all about you in the audience, the realtors, the loan officers, the people that matter. Nobody fucking cares about technology unless you let it. You have to be in front of your clients before technology does. So for me, it's like partner up with the lenders like UWM and others that care about your business and be concerned about the other ones that are not.
Matter of fact, UWM is using your product, Sales Boomerang. UWM is using your product. UWM is using your product. The biggest players, us as well. We're not as big as UWM. They're the number one. But they're all using you guys. So God bless you guys. This was an incredible panel. 3 visionaries. Fuel's the newest company he just launched.
Joe, I got to interrupt you. He dared me to do something. Here it comes. You said it. Hey, for real? You have everybody's emails here? Everyone that came?
I think so. A lot of do we? Yeah, we have.
I'm gonna be Oprah for a second. You're all getting fuel for free.
Let's go.
Seriously,
That-
everybody. If we have your emails, we'll send you all access to fuel so y'all can check it out for yourself. Personal development. I've been drinking a lot.
Well, no, wait,
He's
hold on, one thing.
democratizing education, is what he's doing right now.
One thing, I will one-up him, and you will get free accounts on, and I'll give you a link that everybody can sign up, whether you're a realtor or a loan officer, you will get access to EMC's pricing, okay, at no charge.
Dude. Mark, can you do anything for free now?
Mark is giving away houses.
Like, hold on. Mark, what are you giving away, Mark?
Everybody in the future panels, you're fucked.
I'll match that with the EMC, with your deal, with your EMC deal. So if you're part of this group, we'll figure out how to get it linked into Property Radar. You'll get the EMC deal. Nobody else on the planet gets that deal.
Yeah, we get the best deal on the planet with them. I mean, but you still got to pay though with him. You still got to pay, like but everyone else is free. Thank you guys for the panel. All right.